G'day, and welcome back to the Forbidden Land. So we've come up to the snowy region, and what we're going to do is, of course, thank you FromSoft, it's entirely shrouded in mist, and darkness. But our goal is to crank Vigor up to 50, and then to start cranking Strength up to 35. So we've got a Strength Faith build happening. But initially, we want to get through this muck and mire. So you basically want to come northeast. Now, there's not a lot in here, apart from some of those enemies that have the little guys with the big halberds, who cast bestial incantations at you. Some of these you've got to double jump, or else you'll fall down. And you can see there, and they've probably got, you can see I've been poisoned. I mean, you might want to fight them all for the sake of fighting them all. There's no real need. So coming around to the right of this one, you see it's certain death. So we're going to go up to our left, and up the hill, past the little gank. Grab the seed. Now here we're going to have to run again, because there's another golem. Another gargoyle. You can vaguely see off in the distance a building. So here we got another Black Blade Kindred. We're going to go fast as you can. This one will definitely follow you. So round to the right. And we're going to drop onto the Grace. And we're going to hit the Grace. And we're going to rest as soon as we can. And see if we can do it before he gets here. Ah! There we go, just. Whew. Okay. Made it. So you can come over here and chat to her.
You, please, I can read them. Your turn back. Ahead lies the land of the giant's flame, and the way forth is forbidden. Hear me. The burning of the Erdtree is the first cardinal sin. Doing so will unbind destined death and slay the world itself. Who would dare put you up to such a task? Most certainly not the Fingers.
So she's going to warn us that we're about to commit a cardinal sin. That's our meat and potatoes. Up we come. And this is similar to the other lift, so you can watch the cutscene yourself. And here we are, up in the up in the frozen wastes up here. So first thing we're going to do is grab the map. Up at the mountaintops of the giants. And now that we're here, Uria's quest line is over. And it looks like there's Yuria over there, so come and say hi.
Finally, we meet the Tarnished, who would be Lord. But why the long face? I fear that you were previously acquainted with this vessel.
Vessel?
Well, that is most unfortunate. For he is dead. As for his flesh, he gave it to me. Shabriri, I hope you can make your peace with that.
So
you were about to sacrifice something precious, the life of a fair maiden, that you would toss into the fiery forge, only so that you may be Lord.
Yep.
What a horrible thing to ponder. Your ascendancy requires her sacrifice, whether she wishes it or not.
Correct.
But how would the Lord, crowned so, be looked upon?
I don't care.
Chosen Tarnished, and would-be lord. Dare to tread the path of true rigor. Spare the poor girl, and singe your own flesh in her stead. If you are prepared to show resolve, and attain lordship through righteous hardship, then heed the words of I, Shabriri. Chosen tarnish, descend Sigordi if you inherit the flame of frenzy, and the girl setting you on the path of the Lord of Chaos. Burn the Erdtree to the ground and incinerate all that divides and distinguishes. Ah, may chaos take the world. May chaos take the world! Chosen to descend into the depths far below the Erdtree capital, seek audience with the three fingers.
So you can, if you want, that what he's offering you is a different ending, the Frenzy Flame ending. So instead of burning the Erdtree by chucking Lady Macbeth into it, go down and get the Flame of Frenzy and upset her. We're not going to do that. Macbeth follows Lady Macbeth. So here we are. This is the mountaintops of the giants. We're going to run in here and we're going to grab a bell bearing, very important. Then we're going to come up here and grab some other fun stuff. So, smash and grab at the moment. These are the some more ruins. These guys have frozen weapons. We're avoiding their particularly dangerous stuff. We're coming up into the ruins themselves. And you want to come right up in here, follow where I go. Straight ahead. That's a Zamor Ice Storm if you're looking to do an ice build. We can come over here and down in here. We're going to run down here. They're all upstairs. They're all pretty angry, but that doesn't matter. They're not going to follow you down here. And this will allow us to get unlimited. So that's the Smithing Stone 3. So now we can get unlimited 5s and 6s, which we will use to upgrade the clay. But we're not done, not by a long shot. So this area requires opening. Okay, so we're going to go through initially just to turn everything on and grab the graces. And then head back and come through bit by bit and systematically kill the dragons, empty the caves, empty the catacombs, etc. So following around up this way and down here, we're dropping down. Before we run across that thing, we're going to come around to our right and just open up this catacomb and get the grace. Giants, mountaintop catacombs. The beast eye is quivering because there's going to be stuff in here. But I'm going to rest because we've actually aggroed all of the fire priests. We can talk to Melina. Lady Macbeth.
There is something I'd like to say. My purpose was given to me by my mother, but now I act of my own volition. I have set my heart upon the world that I would have, regardless of my mother's designs. I won't allow anyone to speak ill of that, not even you.
Aha! So we're going to ride across that, but of course, on the other side of it, and you can just see him off in the distance, is a golem with a great bow. Now this contains tricks, so obviously if you fall to either side, instant death. There are things down to the right and left that look like you should go get them, so you know, pop down there and grab that shiny. But if you do, he gets you. So instead, And it's not worth it. It's like a rune 2 or something. Watch the timing. We drop down. He fires. It hits the wall. And now we can race ahead. And if we do that, then we're actually going to make it, hopefully, to safety before he fires again. And now he'll miss. Now you can go up and attack him if you want. We'll give it a go just to show you. Remember, 1, 2, 3 of those should knock him over. And then you should be able to... Oh, no. Come on. 1, 2, 3 of those. And that should knock him over. And if you're lucky, you can actually get to his innards. And we're not lucky at all. One. Ah, oh, come on. 2. 2. Really? Three, and he's down. And of course, you know, you get hardly anything for it. There's not a lot of point to doing it, but you can come up here. And get a golden rune 13. Not an insubstantial chunk of cash. And around to the left. In here. We have an ash. And that's a somber 8. So if you're looking for a somber 8, and we always are, there's another one there. Alright. So I'm going to put my bestial vitality on. Should have already done that. That's it. Got my clay. Oh, I forgot we had the blade of calling. Okay. Riding up here now. There's nothing down there. See? Nothing. Oh, there's a little shiny. There you go. Soft cotton. Just to help with the falling. And up here we're going to have... And of course you can run straight past. You didn't need to stop for the giant. Unless you want that somber 8. So we'll rest here. And because we rescued Latenna, as we ride through here, we're going to hear from her.
Do you hear me? It is I, Latenna. We're almost there. The Castle Sol lies just off to the north, where the other medallion is housed. It will grant passage to the land of the Hate.
So the first thing I want to do is come up around the corner, past the beastmen, and up here to the southeast there's going to be a seed. And then we're basically going straight ahead. And here it bifurcates. We can go right or we can go left. We're going to do both, but initially we're going to go off to the left. And we do need more flasks because we're going to be using rot. So coming up to the left and essentially swinging around. And we're still being hunted, so I can't show you where we are on the map. No. So basically aim for the death guy with the scythe. We're coming up here. Keep going past death guy with scythe. See that tall kind of archway? We're essentially heading basically for that. And then tucked in, just down here, is our Grace, where we are going to beef up our flasks just to give us a little bit more FP at the moment in case we need it, right? So it's one of those things where I'd take it up to 6. We're going to be putting on our raw stuff because we're going to be using rotten breath. And we're going to rot a Tibia Manor and pick up another greatsword, which we probably can't really use. So he's down there. That's the castle soul that Lieutenant was talking about. The beast eye is quivering because, and if we just come around to the right here, he's down here. And if you go forward to here, the skeleton enemy, that scary one there, can't hit you. And you can rot the Tibia Manor. Now you may need to use 2. We were lucky enough we got him the first time. But the things that are with him, the snails that you see that are down there, those are death snails, right? So he summoned that. That thing is just powering its evil death ray at you, and those things are death snails, so they spit destined death straight at you. But if you're standing here, nobody can get you, and there are no enemies up there that can sense you. We're going to cover this whole area that I can't show you because obviously we're under, we're in combat. But what we're going to do is some nasty little Macbeth cheatery. So we're going to use our rot arrows. We're going to make some rot arrows, and we're going to use serpent arrows, and we're going to kill the commander over there and get the piece that takes us to the Erdtree. And we're going to kill him as we would kill Duncan, by deception. So here you can see our first rot has pretty much done by almost half of his entire large health bar. This is a late game area, and this area, which you can't see, is where we eventually will come and we're going to burn the Elden Tree to the ground as instructed by Lady Macbeth. Because that's what she wants us to do. She tells us, do it. So you can see beyond us, that's the castle soul. And that is one of the mausoleums. And that's what we will do. So that is the Prince of Cumberland, a step on which I must fall down or overleap, for in my way he lies. Stars, hide your fires, let not light see my black and deep desires. The eye wink at the hand, and let that be which the eye fears when 'tis done to see. And down he goes, and you get help and steeple and a death root for that. So help and steeple, which we can't use because it requires intelligence, is a magic. It does ruinous ghost flame, which is a sort of frost horror show kind of weapon, and also I think it restores FP. However, we did get the death root, which is super important. We're going to come down to the right, and we are not fighting the death bird that is going to appear here at the moment. We'll fight it later, but we're not fighting it now. So you need to come along here before you drop down further because gravity. Gravity, 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 gravity. And the Deathbird's already behind you. So now we're making a straight run for the mausoleum. Avoid that lightning pit to the left. But we're running straight ahead to the opening of the castle. And resting at the grace that's right there. And rest. So now we're here at Castle Sol. And we're going to hear the gonging of the mausoleum the whole time we're here. But we can now craft rotbone bolts and rotbone arrows, bloodbone arrows, rotbone bolts, and rotbone fletched arrows. So we can have 120 of those rotbone fletched. And we put our rotbone there, and we put our serpent there, and we put our give us more there, and our give us more there. We can cheese this boss. So I'm going to show you how to cheese the commander boss. Run past that thing. If it kills you, that's okay. We're just going to come back again. Sticking to the right. And we're running up. When we come up here, that bird, there's a bird up the top there with swords on its feet. That's going to attack you as well. The goal here is to just run past everything. Okay, it may not work, and that's okay. It might take you a couple of times to do it, but it is possible to do it. So we're running past. We've got a bird following us. We're going up that set of stairs. Okay, straight ahead. We're going into that castle. Dudes are going to appear, and dudes up top are going to fire at you. And the job is to run past, roll past if you can. Get the grace in the left. And as soon as you get it, they're probably going to appear in front of you and kill you. But that's okay, because when you die, you'll die right at the grace. And we are where we need to be. So we are nowhere near level for this game. This is Macbeth sneaking in and dealing with the son of Duncan. Have to deal with this guy. I just need him to go away. So, we're going to sneak. We sneak around to the right, and we're going to go up this ladder. Up the ladder, crouch, and we're going to go straight over there to the shiny. But we're sneaking. Golden Rune 9, nice and hefty. Hold behind these barrels till you see the dog turn around. Soon as it turns around, sneak fast. Sneaking fast. And go up the side here. Up the top. Stand up. And land on that. If it doesn't work, do it again. And we're going to jump over there where someone has put up. No, doesn't work. Do it again. And now we are going to shoot through that hole with our rot arrow. Fletched is better because fletched will go straight. If you don't have a fletched arrow, then what you'll find is that you have to get the angle of the fall of the arrow right. Now he can do one of two things. He can decide to launch into a full-blown, that's Commander Nile. We're now attacking him. He'll do his full attack. He'll do spins, he'll summon his enemies, he'll get it all ready to go. You can see his enemies are up there. He summons his ghosts, and he'll walk up to there, and then we can literally just lay into him. So we're going to hit him with rot, and we're going to hit him with poison. Because we're using the serpent bow, it doubles the damage of poison. So you can see, we haven't rotted him yet. Now we have. Okay, so he's rotted. I'm also hitting him with poison. That's R2. And you can see that the serpent bone arrows, which are sort of super poison arrows anyway, are doubling up with the rot. And now I've got him twice, and you can see that his health bar is just vanishing. So we're sitting here, that's all we're doing, and we're just melting this bastard to the ground. This is Duncan's kid, and we are going to have him seen as guilty. He just suddenly leaves. Where is he? So this strat, obviously it's a cheese. If you want to go in and fight him, you can stroll in. He has, as you can see him vaguely doing, a whole bunch of different AoE attacks. He has great big AoE attacks with his lightning and his frost lightning, and he summons 3 guys who are quite substantial, quite substantial summons that you would have to go and deal with, and that's, you can definitely do that. This is the last of our cheeses, and it's the nicest in my opinion because he can't do anything about it. So you can see now that my rot has worn off. There he is doing all of his attacks. All he can do is sit there and die. So he's sitting there thinking, dude, open the door, walk out, come downstairs, come across to here, and get me. Or not, or just sit there, being stupid, getting shot in the chest with rod arrows and going, ow. So now we've got him rotted. We're going to get the poison on for the second time. Half his health bar's already gone. And there he is. He's doubled up, rotted and poisoned. And this is with a level nothing bow and just with rod arrows that we can craft once we've killed that bell bearing hunter. That's all you need to do to make this happen. I do have my, because I want to maximize the runes we get out of this, so I've got my gold scarab to give me another 20% runes, and I'm going to eat a pickle foulfoot to do the same thing just before he dies. A little word on what happens next. So what this is going to do is give us the second part of the route to the Halig tree. And the Halig tree is another giant area of the game. It's an area where Latenna wants us to go to finish her quest. It's an area where we can fight Mikola, Melania, and all those bosses become available. And it's an area that takes us into much later game bosses. We're nowhere near. We'll be a long time before we're heading into the Halig tree proper. However, what we can do, if you want, is go into the Halig tree, march along, and pick up, if you're into it, a very large colossal axe that has rot all over it. So he's not quite dead. We're going to do one more run, and he's nearly dead. The rot alone will do it. You can add the poison if you want, but you can see that he's now taking more arrows to actually, go down, and that's okay. The rot's building. And I'm out of my rot arrows, so I'm going to use my poison. I only had 50 rot arrows, but the poison will do, because the poison's coming out of this bow. So there he is, he's poisoning. The poison's a little slower than the rot, as you can see, but it still does the job. Now, you probably want kind of 80 or 90 of the rot arrows to be able to do it properly. We only had about 40 or 50. That's okay. You can just do it with poison, as you can see. And you can do it if you have the aim with spells and incantations from this area. And you can see the commander is dying slowly. He's just standing there, suffering, knowing his enemy. He can see me. He can look right into the eyes of Macbeth. He knows what's happening. He can't do anything about it. He's frozen in place, worrying about his kingdom, worrying about his castle, worrying about how he's the only thing that stands before enemies attacking the Erdtree and the consecrated snowfields that are now ours. They're going to be playfields for Macbeth. So he's nearly dead. And as he starts to cark it, I'm going to actually pop this now because there's a good chance that he'll literally die before I even get the poison going. And as he dies, you get the Veteran's Prosthesis, which is a lightning fist weapon, and another 140,000 runes. So what do we do with this? Well, we go straight back to the Church of the Eclipse. Straight back to the Church of the Eclipse. We're going to eat our runes, first of all, in case we lose them or stuff it up. We'll put a ton into Vigor. We want that up to 50. And all we're doing here is collecting the Erdtree and going. So round to your left, straight ahead is a ghost. You can pick up the Eclipse Shotel. It's a legendary dex weapon. We're not clearing out this area, but I'm not going to say no to something that's right in front of me. So pick up the Smithing 6, but running past all these herberts. And this is what you would have to fight through to get to the boss. So you fight through all of them, then you get into the boss arena, then you're dealing with the soldiers and the summons. So I'm touching the grace. And straight out, we've got that grace if you need it. We'll use it to come back and clear out the castle later on. But at the moment, all we're doing with it is turning it on. The real reason we're here, after we've killed the boss, is up here. This is our real prize. So we'll leave it here this episode, and the next episode we will open up the Erdtree area and come back and do more smashing and grabbing in the forest and the mountaintops of the giants. See ya!